I'm gonna assume the kids are running away because they're really excited to learn more about history. Right, kids? Looking forward to more history? Is that why you're running? They are so freaking bored right now. Where are you going, guys?
We're going towards the parking lot.
You don't want to see more history? There's no history in the truck. Have you had enough history for one day?
Nope.
Be honest.
No.
Be honest.
I am honest.
Be honest.
I am honest.
You had enough history for the day?
Yes. I meant to.
Just dive all the way to the rainbow's end. Just dive.
Well, I had every intention of getting up this morning and washing the truck before we head out, but the sky's not looking too pretty. Yep. It's already starting to rain. God, look how humid it is. My lens is fogged up. Can you even see me right now? Maybe I should check the weather and see what it's gonna look like. I got a feeling this might be a pretty rough trip. Yep, not looking good. Let's check Williamsburg. Starting a little bit later there, which means it's probably gonna rain the whole time. We're just gonna follow the clouds. Yeah, this ought to be interesting. Let's go. One little tip that'll make your life a whole lot easier, something that I tend to forget most of the time, is before you hitch up to your camper, go fill up your tank. It's a whole lot easier to just whip into the local gas station and fill up than it is to try to find something on a road that you're not familiar with when you're running on fumes. Ask me how I know that. Stops, every one we stop at, you got this little area like right beside the trucks that always has a strong scent of urine. You know, when you gotta go, you gotta go. And sometimes it's just easier than walking all the way over to the building, but man, it's gross. Ugh. What are you doing? Sandwiches?
Get ready to go.
Yay, sandwiches. You don't see my drill anywhere, do you? Yeah, I don't either.
Did you look in the outside compartments?
I haven't yet because I can't find the keys either.
Are you kidding? Please tell me you're kidding.
No, I have no idea where the keys are and I have no idea where my drill
I
is.
handed them to you.
Sit rep. I'm missing the drill that we use to raise the jacks up and down. And I'm also missing the keys to the camper, so.
You were so lying.
I wish I was. But on the bright side, we got sandwiches, right? Good news is I found the keys. Let's hope I can find the drill. Ta-da! That's gonna make life so much better. Guess what I found?
What'd you find? Oh, did you find it? Keith? Oh, honey. Thank goodness.
Woohoo! Clear?
Yes, clear.
One of the benefits of bringing your little portable home with you is that when you get hungry, you just hit a rest stop and boom, sandwiches. What's on the menu today, Chef?
We have ham and cheese sandwiches with banana and some chips and extra waters. Check out the Doritos. This is like what, late 90s? Like E.T.
That was 80s.
Oh, that was 80s?
Yeah. It does look like late 90s.
It's a limited edition bag. That's the only reason I bought it, because it's really cute.
The only thing that would make it better is if you could wash it down with a bottle of Surge.
No.
Wearing your Jinko jeans.
Oh, God.
Your corn t-shirt.
Well, we would definitely get there a lot faster if you had some surge in your room.
Yeah. That's good stuff. How's the sandwiches, everybody? Everybody take a big bite and say thank you, Mommy. Good morning.
You're welcome.
We're on our way to Williamsburg, Virginia, and like every trip, we're starting off stuck in traffic. Never fails. After the 4th of July, we got to thinking, you know, we love history. We wanted to learn a little bit about how this country got started. I used to be stationed at Newport News, Virginia, at Fort Eustis when I was in training, learning how to work on Apaches. It was, you know, it's right down the road from Williamsburg, Jamestown, Yorktown, kind of that historic triangle. And this is before Haley was even born. We'd go out on the weekends and go explore out there, and the place is just, it's so rich with history. We decided to come out here for the weekend, and now that the kids are old enough to appreciate it, see what they think. Fair traffic. Okay, so that's the problem. I don't think it's very fair at all. I mean, the speed limit's 70, and the flow of traffic's been averaging about 50, even when it wasn't raining. Brake lights, traffic, more brake lights, for no reason. We'll slow down to 40 and then speed up to 60 and then back to 40 and then back to 60. I'm telling you, it's been like this for like 3 hours now. Ever since we left, the entire time we've been on 81, it's been like this. This is ridiculous. You know what's even worse? The dog won't stop farting. I don't know what's wrong. He's farted non-stop. Non-stop. I don't know what he ate. It's disgusting. 3 hours into this trip, I cannot wait to get out of this truck. How are you doing over there?
Okay.
More brake lights. More brake lights.
Dude, buddy. I really wanted to stop and record this, but it's still pouring the rain.
Yeah, not very scenic today, is it?
No, this is the Shenandoah Overlook. That's all we're getting today. What was that?
My raspberry of disapproval.
One more time.
Sucks. Worst freaking travel day ever. Look at that. Well, you can tell it's humid. Yesterday was probably the worst travel day we've ever had. I mean, non-stop rain all day long. Traffic was bumper to bumper the whole way up 81. Dog wouldn't stop farting, and then we ended up getting lost on the way here down some little back road in the pouring rain. And by the time we got here, we were flat out exhausted, so I didn't even bother unhitching. I figured out real quick that we were out of propane, but the good news is I brought an extra tank from home because I planned on using it with my Blackstone. See this little regulator right here. When that turns red, that means you're out. And I didn't even think to check that before we left. See, this is the tank I pulled off yesterday, and this is the one that I just grabbed from underneath my grill. So it's the exact same tank. We got pretty lucky on that one. I backed blind into this campsite. Trish was back here telling me which way to turn, and unfortunately it worked out pretty well. But it's not a bad little campground. We've got this entire space, everything from here all the way over. So I think I was supposed to line up a little more this direction, but it's close enough. But I mean, that's a massive space. A really nice canopy out here. For now, we're going to go ahead and level this thing out, finish getting it set up, and we're going to get ready to head to I don't know where we're going. Remember when I said I wanted to wash my truck before I left? Probably a good thing I didn't. Oh yeah, that's filthy. Yummy. All right, so we're on our way to the Jamestown Settlement right now, and I just noticed something really neat. There's a bike trail that runs through our campground, just about through our campground. We're staying at the Chickahominy River Park, and since we left there, I've been watching this bike trail right along the side of this road. So I've got a feeling that if you bring your bikes to this place, you might actually be able to ride all the way into town from the campground.
That is beautiful.
Departed London in 1606. Jamestown, May 13th. Right there. That's where we're at. Oh my God. What a huge bee. I think I caught the shadow
Nick,
from that.
what are these 3 ships? I'll give you $100 if you can tell me what those 3 ships are.
No, you won't.
I will totally give you $100.
Shake on it. You struggling? You really want $100, don't you? Well, if you're like me and you like places that aren't really crowded, it's the middle of a Friday, about 1 o'clock in the middle of July, and there's hardly anybody here. Kind of feel like we have the whole place to ourselves. That'll probably change when we get out here, but so far so good.
What I'm doing right now is the very final step, which is to sew the spokes back down the rest of the weave. So I'm using a bone needle to kind of guide the pieces down. This basket, as I said, is quite large. It's going to be used for harvesting corn. But most bags and baskets wouldn't be nearly that big. Most of them would be used for carrying food, seeds, tools, anything and everything that isn't liquid, really.
See, look, there's the skull of the animal, and they would stretch it out like this to dry it out. Because it's raining last night.
I don't think I could fit in that.
Nope. Well, honey, those days the people were skinnier.
So this ship's called the Susan Constant. This was the first of the 3 ships that brought the permanent settlers to the U.S. in 1607.
Welcome to the Susan Constant. I got good news for you youngsters. This is a hands-on ship, guys, so if you want to hop in the bunk, steer the ship, touch the big guns down below, you're totally welcome to do so. My only request is, you gotta stick with your grown-up when you're on board. Especially when you go down this ladder here. Let your grown-up go first. It's very steep, and then for you two, just make sure it's duck, because the ship loves to remind people about the low overhead.
The youngest would be about 10 to 12.
There you go, buddy.
Wow.
Sailors can start off as young as 10.
Wow.
And they can be as old as in their 60s or 70s with the ancient mariner.
Did they allow women for it?
The only time that you're actually going to be seeing women working on ships in this time period and in the 1700s and 1800s is really going to be pirates. because some of the best pirates out there, including a pirate who was actually a friend of Queen Elizabeth, they like sat down and had tea together, even though she was technically the enemy of the state, was a woman.
Didn't know that.
The pirates don't care what gender you are. They don't care if you've lost a hand. They slap a hook on there, keep going. It was the official guys, the military and the merchants, they're the ones who actually cared.
Fire the cannons!
Well, you wouldn't want to fire them from behind because that's a 1,000-pound cannon with 6 feet of recoil. Ooh. So if you stood behind those and fired them, that's going to go from there against this. So if you're standing right behind it, you're going to be a little pancake. See that grease spot right there? That was the last kid who fired a cannon from behind.
Oh.
So I guess that pulley system, they use that to pull it back forward after it
That's not
recoils?
actually the last kid. That's just a random grease stick. I'm not sure how, because I was joking.
Honey. Oh my goodness. Did you? Oh no.
Hey guys, do you have-
That's how you steer it. Look at that. Wow. I'm guessing this is the captain's quarters. And check that out. Wonder what that was for.
Come a few paces this way and then you can stand up. So the suit of armor would be the captain's armor. Now at this point in Christopher Newport's career, he probably had made enough money to be able to afford something like that. That kind of armor has to be custom made.
What was the bell for?
The bell is for telling time. Alright? So every half an hour, when that sandglass over there runs out, the guy down here tells the person that's up there, sandglasses run out, we need you to... it's time. It's another half hour, right? So they strike the bell. For every half an hour, it's another strike on the bell. So for 1 half hour, it's 1 strike. 2 half hours, it's 2 strikes. Once you get to 8 strikes of the bell, it's been your 4-hour watch is done and it's time to go to bed. Which means the other watch gets up, comes and relieves you, and then you go down and get in the beds they just got out of.
A little tight.
This is the Godspeed. She's our middle-sized ship. 1607, she's going to have 13 sailors and 39 passengers.
So this one's called the Discovery. This is the smallest one. It had 12 passengers and 9 crew members. So that's 21 people. That's not a very big ship, but imagine taking that all the way across the Atlantic in the 1600s. Whew. Yeah, compared to the Discovery, this looks like a cruise ship. All right, Nick,
Yes.
can you tell me what those 3 ships were now?
The ones we just looked at?
Yeah,
Susan, Constant,
yep,
Discovery, and Godspeed.
that's right. Wait, does
wasn't confused.
he still get his $100?
Nope.
Wherever that was, we got to find it. That was awesome.
So the port guard is basically where you're going to hopefully have those men that are guarding the port staying alert enough to do that. So we've set our armor and weapons up the way I described a moment ago. Now, for us as a modern world, as a modern museum, that not only hopefully creates a little bit more realism, but it means that we have our gear set in such a way that if, say this fellow over here had a hankering to see what a sword really felt like, or one of these folks said, man, do those muskets weigh as much as they look like they do? It'd be an easy thing for us to answer that question. Present your piece! Give! Put! So we'll pass around this large caliber ball, that 75 caliber ball. And that's designed to punch through a soldier's armor about 100 yards out. and take down the man wearing it. Who were these folks at war with in 1610 here in Virginia? The native people, yeah. Powhatan. And did they find the nice, neat, straight lines usually? Ambush warfare. And they were experts at that. Experts at concealment, experts with the bow and arrow. So if you were the English soldiers of 1610 here in Virginia, how would you use that weapon to fight those expert warriors? Would you try to learn their way and fight their way and hope that you could win using that way? They knew that if they did that, they would lose. So what they did instead was what the military would typically might do today. Figure out where those raids are coming from. And then you send a strike force, as they say in the modern world, to land on the beach of that native town. Deploy your troops wearing armor. And that armor stops what? Arrows. Give! And that, folks, concludes my demonstration. Thank you for your interest. And now, the episode goes right on.
Now the English would trade all sorts of goods for this corn. Even though back home they looked at corn as something you fed your livestock. And coming here to Virginia, they find themselves reduced to eating this savage grain. But when you're hungry and you have nothing to eat, you'd be willing to trade quite a bit of materials in exchange for the corn. Things like glass beads and cloth bells and copper beads and metal tools. Now some of these things might seem like trifles or trinkets, but they had value amongst the Powhatan. And the Powhatan typically used them to decorate and adorn their bodies.
And this house was constructed, this reconstruction is based on the same foundations that are uncovered on Jamestown Island, just a mile away. And it's likely the governor is living here with his own bodyguard, his clerks, his doctor. And after Lord Delaware leaves, the other governors continue to use this house as their base of operations.
There's a chicken.
It's dinner. There's another one already in the fireplace. It's like, oh.
It's like, oh no, I'm gonna get cooked. I'm out of here. Your dinner.
There are fireplaces in every room.
Yeah.
That's how they kept warm during the wintertime.
Yeah, they didn't have central heat like we do nowadays, so you had to have a fireplace in each room. So that's the only way to do it. I can't get over how small that bed is. Like, we got a king bed, and that was royalty back in the day. Yeah. I really learned a lot in there. The blacksmith, somebody asked if he made horseshoes, and he said, well, we don't really have to make horseshoes because there aren't any horses. The only horses that showed up were for the cavalry, and whenever the starvation time kicked in around 1609, all the horses disappeared, and you can guess what happened to them. So interesting bit of yeah. I wasn't going to say that, but yeah, they had to eat the horses. So
Hey, they had to stay alive, so.
yeah, and being the cavalry horses, I'm sure they were in pretty good shape. So I'm sure they're tasty. Yeah, good and meaty. Made it to Yorktown. Where are we?
The American Revolution Museum.
American Revolution Museum. Kids, who is that?
George Washington.
Is it?
I think.
You were right.
Good job, sis.
Smile.
Ow.
Brigadier General in the Continental Army. join the militia and fight with us against British tyranny.
All right, so right hand right here.
Haley, remember your trigger discipline.
All the way back. Yeah, okay, so yeah, normally, right across that trigger well, remember? All right, so keep your hand right up here. You're gonna lower this down. Very good. Looks like your cheekbone is taking the brunt of that weight there. Lower it all the way down. Now, this is charge bayonets. I want you to sprint 30 yards in that direction. Now the good news is you get to yell, scream, cuss as loud as you want. Just don't do that at home because Dad will come back and find you.
I feel like it was probably a really cool show here because you got bleachers and cannons. That's what we get for coming late, I guess.
Those boys are one base setting to help mom. It becomes more popular to make your own clothing during the air commercials.
Onions, beans, carrots, cabbage, eggs, pig's feet, beef tongue, watermelon rinds, see, peaches and walnuts, they would be pickles too. So almost everything in the 18th century could be a pickle.
This is okra. Haley, you ever had fried okra? You can get it at Cracker Barrel. Is that free? I mean, is that like free samples back here? I'm gonna try it.
But either the kids are really excited about history or they're getting tired and want to get it over with because they keep running up ahead of us.
That smells so good. Pro tip, if you're going to be coming here, get here a little bit earlier. Don't come like
Later in the evening.
an hour before they close because there's a lot of stuff here that, you know, like back behind me, it looks like somebody would be back here making baskets or something. I don't know. There was like a blacksmith area on the other side, and there's been a few things that we've seen so far that nobody's been there to interact with.
I don't feel like we've got our money's worth because we're, you know, why would they do that while they're open?
Yeah, a little disappointed in that, but still overall pretty good experience.
Still cool to see.
Yeah, definitely. Are you bored?
No.
He's lying. I'm gonna assume the kids are running away because they're really, really excited to learn more about history. Look at them, they just can't wait to get up there and learn more history. Right, kids? Looking forward to more history? Is that why you're running? They are so freaking bored right now. Where are you going, guys?
We're going towards the parking lot.
You don't want to see more history? There's no history in the truck. Have you had enough history for one day?
Nope.
Be honest.
No.
Be honest.
I am honest.
Be honest.
I am honest.
You had enough history for the day?
Yes. I meant to.